Good evening and welcome to the Happiness Abounds Crafty Cuppa week 1. So what you will have in your kits is your Granny Apple Green ink pad, some pattern paper, not all of which is there. I've chosen this one for this card. These super shiny glossy dots and Happiness Abounds stamp set. And we're going to be making a very kind of posh card, I think, anyway. Right, let's get going. So, first I'm going to start off making a good old card blank. I'm going to make sure that's down. I'm going to make it with fresh freesia. Let me slide this down so you can see my trimmer. So, doing the usual, scoring at 10.5 on your card blank. I'll have done this for you, but I know that a lot of people like this refresher on how to make a card blank, because for some reason everyone forgets these measurements. And then I cut at 14.8 millimeters and a bit. Then I put it right up to this little bit here on my trimmer, like so. Just to make sure it's nice and flat. Oh, I've got a little bit here that I can just smooth down. And voila, a perfect card blank, if I say so myself. And then I'm going to cut 2 pieces of white card to frame. And I just knock off about 1/2 centimetre from each side. Just for the, so I'm going to cut to 10 centimetres by 14.3 centimetre mats out with whisper. Sorry, basic white thin. I keep forgetting it's basic white. So 10 centimetres by 14.3 centimetres. Like I said, these are going to be pre-cut in your kit anyway, so you can get going. Now, one of these bits are going to come pre-embossed, and I'm going to use the oh, I want to call it the paint effect. It's like a textured paint effect, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's lovely. Anyway, watch me wrestle with my big shot now. So I'm just adding a little texture, just to give it that what I would call the luxurious effect. Just adds that little extra detail to your crafting. Now this is an old style mat, so you'll here we go, bop a little bit. Oh, I'm proper wrestling with it now. There we go. So it comes out in this beautiful textured paint, like it's just been flopped on. While I'm at it, I think I shall cut my card and mat layers. Let me just locate my fresh freezer scraps before I do that. I'll be returning to my trusty favourites, which is the stylish shape dies for this. I want to make sure I can squeeze on a happy birthday, so I'll mount that now. And that is here. It's going to be quite a big circle, I think. So let me just mount my stamp. It's very unconventional stamping, isn't it? The stamp's not even straight, but just to check that my stylish die is going to be big enough to fit it all on. Now let's go for the second smallest. Yeah, the second. That one is big enough. sometimes when you get shaped dies, it can be quite hard to fit everything in. So that'll be my frame and that'll be my white circle. Let me push that one through. And I just like to cut roughly around the edges with my paper snips, not my ribbon scissors. I do think stylish shapes are my favourite new die set. Sometimes I panic if I'm going to film in the wrong rotation, and then gosh, I'm just chucking around the paper like it's no one's business, and then a little piece of white for my sentiment. Oh, the sunlight's coming in thick and fast, isn't it? Oh, we can see a bit of shadow from my arm, so you can see it a bit better. We seem to be getting on and off sunny days, don't we? Here's my smaller die. I'm going to put my dies together before I lose them. Not that I would ever lose anything in my really, really organised craft room. So that's enough of my cutting machine. And now this is just kind of my masking cutting on bit. So what we're going to create is like I don't know how to describe it, but a swathe effect. You're going to have to bear with me and have a little bit of faith. I'm going to cut it diagonally in half like this. So I'm just lining it up here. So it doesn't matter too much if this bit isn't precise. And then I'm gonna edge, keep that there, but edge this to, I'm gonna say the 1 inch mark right here. You see what I'm doing? So I'll budge it up a bit more. Now, it doesn't really matter as long as you're cutting a bit of a wedge off. There we go. So you'll end up with a little bit like this, and it's going to be the same for this one as well. It's going to have a wedge cut off. So there we have it. Now it doesn't matter. Well, I'm saying it doesn't. If it's a little bit uneven, it's not the end of the world. And what that means is you're creating a bit of a gap here to lay some paper underneath. I'm going to cut a 3 inch wedge out of my paper just to make sure that it's all covered. It's up to you which bit of paper you want to use. It's probably quite generous, to be fair, 3 inches. And I'll show you what I'm intending to do. I'm going to layer it on this way, and then when this is put on over it, it creates, I don't know how to explain it. Do you know when you see the really fancy dresses and you get like a split down the middle? It's almost like a sun ray. It's that effect, and I just really like it. What could I say? I dare say you could get away with a 2.5 inch strip as well. Just see how you go. So this base bit is just to help guide your cutting, really. get some glue on. Oh, this is when I realise all my glues are very a bit more dried up than I want it to be, really. I'm going to follow this bit for the 3 inches and glue on. Here, I think I've just been quite generous with my layer, so I don't have to worry too much. And then all of this sort of thing about these papers is that they just blend so well into everything, don't they? I'm gonna use some of my scraps to just scrape off this excess glue here. Not that it matters too much, but I'm gonna end up getting glue on my paper snips, aren't I? Can you see what I'm doing there? Right, I'll leave that to dry a little bit so it's a bit easier to cut out. And can you start to see that effect coming on? Now, next I'm going to sort out my circles, which, oh, knowing me, I probably just, oh no, they're here, my circles are here. So I'm going to stamp my happy birthday onto this circle in black. Now the way to get it straight is to just let it be straight. There you go. I'll do my usual practicing. Yep, stamping straight. See what I'm doing. I usually have to practice a few times. This is why my scrap of paper is never truly neat, I would say. But at least with a circle I don't have to worry about things being straight. Now, just going to place it in the middle. You might notice it looks a little bit bare, but don't worry about that. There you go. Happy birthday. And now I've decorated a bit with these with my granny apple green and these leafy stamps here. You could either go for these ones or just the leaves. I'm going to go for the leaves today. I quite like that green outline. It's a good way of filling in a circle. If you've got a bit of space. Lovely granny apple green. So I know that this is going to stamp pretty well, and just alternate a little bit. So I'm going to be cutting this circle down, and then got this little leafy one here to add a bit of extra interest. You're creating quite a little leafy inspired section here. I'm going to put those use stamp pads. Oh, sorry, I'm nudging the camera a bit there with me, aren't I? So that's that done, and now I'm going to mount it. Perfect. So that'll belong nicely. Now this has dried a bit more. Like I said, this is going to be the mat, and then I'll do some straight cutting around the edges. This doesn't need to be too perfect either. It's just the corners. I think with double patterned, double-sided paper, you feel sorry for throwing away the other side, as it were. Not that you're throwing it away, but it's not being used and it's so pretty. There we go. So can you see it's almost, it's a very pretty effect, isn't it? And it doesn't have to be the neatest. And then this can go here. And I'm actually going to cut around it like so. So let me glue these on. Make sure it goes into the corners. Sometimes I don't put as much into the corners as I feel I should do. Oh. I'm just gonna make sure this bit lines up well with the corner. And then this. Might put a little bit here, a bit more glue stability. There you go. So you're creating, it's almost like a ray, isn't it, down there? And for this, I wanted it a bit cut off, so not all of it could be seen. So yeah, I'm going to glue it. I'm going to glue it down and then cut around it again. Make sure the happy birthday is up there and it's a bit central. Make sure that H isn't looking too bad. And I think the idea behind this, oh, there's a bit of glue there. I'm just going to scrape it off using a bit of my cut-offs. When I get too much glue on my scissors, can use alcohol gel to help get sticky glue off. And then I'm going to cut again here. Be a bit more careful here. There's a few layers to line up. There you go, that's one bit. And then this bit here. And with this, it helps to make longer cuts to keep it straighter. It's just about slightly coming off. Happy birthday. And then this is going to go onto my card, like so. Oh, Usually I'm a bit better at sticking on straight than that. It can be a lot more forgiving than that. There we go. And then we do have our lovely gems to decorate. Oh, you can see that my green, I'm not going to get too perfectionist. And then here I'm going to decorate a bit all over with my gems. There's many colours, isn't there, going on. I've got some blues here that I can highlight and twinkle on. I'm going to put a little one here. Got a little bit of pink, and I love all the different colours here. I feel like the large ones are just a bit too large. Do you? I'm not sure. Oh, I feel like I've got quite a bit of glue on here. And one little blue one here. I think. Yep, and that's done. I have this feeling that I'm going to redo that happy birthday and just footy cut round it. See how you feel though. I've got a feeling I'm not going to like that. But yes, that's the basic elements there. Oh, do you think it's straight enough? Oh, it's looking straighter under the camera. Here. Here's my little, I'm going to call it like a cut-out ray car. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. My name's Uma, I'm from A Sense of Uma, and this is week 1 of the Happiness Abounds Crafty Cuppa. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.